Yo, Wagwan, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chef Andre Henry and you're watching Chef Henry Kitchen. I am going to show you how to make the best Jamaican gungo peas and rice. And this recipe, I'm going to show you my way so you can make gungo peas and rice like a pro. If you don't know what is gungo peas, it's the same as pigeon peas if you're not in Jamaica. Hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so when I upload video like this one, you don't miss a thing. Here is all the ingredients you will need to make gungo peas and rice. 2 pounds of basmati rice, 1.5 cup of gungo peas / pigeon peas, 4 cloves of garlic, green onion / scallion, thyme. And I cannot forget about my pimento berry and allspice, it's the same. I'm using fresh coconut. I de-shell the coconut, I cut it up and I wash it. So I'm gonna blend it up to extract the fresh coconut milk. I'm gonna set my ingredients out of the way and I'm gonna wash and I'm gonna start boil the gungo peas because it's the dry gungo peas I'm using. So it's gonna take a while to cook. Now I'm getting ready to wash the gungo peas. And a lot of people don't know when I say I am going to sink the peas. I'm gonna demonstrate all of that after I finish washing the peas. So I have my gungo peas. I'm just gonna pour it into the pressure pot. And I'm gonna move it over to the sink. You wanna use room temperature water for this. So you rub the peas together. And any floating peas, you also want to pour that one away as well. We're going to repeat the process until the water goes clear. And this is the final. See, the water is clear, but we're still going to throw this away. Now I'm gonna judge and add in 2.5 cups of water. You can use a measuring cup for this, but I'm at the sink. I'm cooking long enough, I can judge 2.5 cups of water. And this is 2.5 cups of water. It's floating over the peas. It's time to boil the peas. I'm just gonna set on the stove. I'm gonna turn my stove on and I'm gonna let it come to a boil. But I'm gonna add my garlic and salt into the pot. I'm gonna measure the salt and this is a teaspoon. So 2 teaspoons equal to 1 tablespoon. Another health tip, if you are suffering with high blood pressure, slow down on your sodium. That means slow down on your salt content. Just a little health tip. I'm going to add my garlic and I'm going to set the stove on high to let it boil quick. Follow up by the pimento. Now I'm going to let the gungo peas boil and then I will come back and I will show you how to sink the gungo peas. I'm going to blend up the coconut to extract the fresh coconut milk. I added 2.5 cups of water in with the coconut. And remember, you should always wash everything that you're using inside the kitchen. Now I'm going to transfer the coconut into the blender. Now I'm going to turn on the blender and extract the coconut. And now it's finished. I'm going to extract the coconut milk into this bowl, right back into the container where it's come from. And I'm using this nice squeeze bag. When you see the green and the white, you can tell where it's from. And these things become handy because it's a fruit bag, but also I use it for extracting and I never have a problem. And when I was a kid growing up in Jamaica, all of the pulp from the coconut trash, we call it, we just add sugar to it and it's a delight treat. And also, it's also a benefit for your teeth because it's also a teeth whitening. Now I finish extracting the coconut milk. If you can't find the real coconut, you can also use the coconut milk in the can. A can of coconut milk is good enough. Then you will skip the blending process. Now I'm getting ready to sink the peas. And always sink the peas is boiling. And what happened, because the peas is dry, the pea is gonna automatically float to the top. So while it's boiling, if you notice all the peas is floating, just look at this. When I add the cold water, you don't wanna use warm water, you wanna use cold water. Look what's gonna happen. All the peas is sink to the bottom and just leave the pimento berries. Now I sink the peas. I am going to add the coconut milk, thyme, and my scallion / green onion. I'm just going to cut the scallion in the pot. Then I'm going to pour the fresh coconut milk. I am going to taste the pot before I put anything. So if it needs more salt, I'm going to add it now. I am okay on salt. Some of us have different tastes when it comes to salt. Some people like it more salty. I just like it in between. I'm going to close the pressure pot. And I'm gonna put the weight on. I'm gonna let the gungo peas pressure for 35 minutes. It's been 35 minutes and it's time to check on my gungo peas / pigeon peas. I'm gonna shut my stove off and I'm gonna cool down the pressure cooker. I'm gonna remove the waste to let it air out. Then I'm gonna run it under the tap to cool it down. So I will see you when I finish cooling down the pressure pot. Now the pressure cooker is finished cooling down. I'm just gonna open it up. I'm gonna check the gungo peas. Your peas will be turned out to be nice and soft, just like this. I'm gonna use my conduction stove and I'm gonna be cooking the gungo peas and rice right in front of you guys. Now I'm gonna transfer the gungo peas from the pressure pot into this lovely pot. I'm gonna turn on the convection stove. I'm gonna set it at 7. I'm gonna transfer my basmati rice into this bowl right here. Now I'm gonna wash the rice. And it's easy to wash the rice. I'm gonna show you. You move your rice around and see if there is any brown rice shell. You pick those out. But this rice is pretty clean because this is basmati rice. I'm gonna turn on the top. You wanna set it room temperature. You rub the rice just like this. You notice the water is white with all those white stuff. So you pour that off. And you just repeat the process, rubbing it. Now the water is starting to get clear. Then if you look right there, you'll see the water is all clear right there. So now this rice is finished washed. Now I finished washing the rice. I'm just gonna add the rice into the pot with the gungo peas. I'm gonna show you a trick. When you're making rice, add the rice into the pot, you level it out, just like what I'm doing. And for shelly rice, you want the water to be 1/2 inch over the rice. So you're gonna take your wooden spoon, and when it touches the rice, you do your measurement. So now, I can add this amount of water that's leaving inside here and it's not gonna hurt anything. It's gonna bring it up right to the mark. Now I'm gonna do a taste. And it tasted the same from when I seasoned it when I was pressuring the peas. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and you are getting the best tip on how to make Jamaican gungo peas and rice. I'm gonna place the cover on and I'm gonna let the pot come to a boil. Now the pot is boiling. And it's time to check. And I'm just gonna give it a good stir just to mix in the gungo peas. This is when I'm gonna adjust the temperature. I'm gonna turn the stove down. I'm just gonna cut it in half. I'm just gonna leave it at 3. If you're using the stove, from the rice start to boil, it's 15 to 20 minutes. So it's the same as using the convection stove. Turn the stove down now, 15 to 20 minutes, the rice will cook. Now I'm gonna check on my pot and I'm gonna give it a quick stir. Ten more minutes to go. I'm just gonna leave the cover off to let it dry out, and you can see it's almost shelly. Now my gungo rice is finished cooking, and look, it's nice and shelly. You don't want it too shelly because then it's gonna be dry. I like to have my one shelly with little moist, just a little, not too much. So this is dry, perfect. I'm gonna shut my stove off and I'm gonna make a plate and I will see you guys for the taste test. Now I finish cooking the gungo rice and peas, and this is Jamaican style, and I serve the rice with pork chops. And I'm gonna go in for the taste test, and look, the rice is nice and shelly. I'm gonna try some of the rice with a piece of the pork chops. I'm telling you, go and make this recipe and you will love this gungo peas and rice. And whether you want to serve it with pork chop or you want to serve it with any different type of meat, I give you all the necessary steps you need to know and how to make gungo rice and peas. I'm going to take my plate and I'm going to run and hide. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and see you on the next one.